I want to get your feedback about another Celosia. So this is a selection that I made from the Autumn Sunset mix a couple of years ago. And what's cool about Celosia, we've got to keep the flies in, is that when you make a selection, you can actually rogue them and get them to come true a lot faster than, say, zinnias, which is really exciting because you can make a lot more progress in a short amount of time. So this, I'm not typically a big fan of magentas or maroons. I just find them more challenging to incorporate into arrangements. Except I find like late August and into September, they seem to work with the other colors that are happening in nature, but usually I struggle with this color. So when I found a plant that had this really beautiful coloring, I'm like, oh my gosh, now that is a pretty kind of a magenta. So what's different about this Celosia, and I don't know if the phone is picking it up, but let's hope it is, compared to a typical kind of hot pink or kind of that more burgundy color, is that it has this almost like blue sheen over it. So to me, it looks like, you know, when there's a puddle and there's a little bit of motor oil just kind of floating on the surface, that that kind of, I don't know what you call it, but it's got that kind of blue shimmer. That is actually happening on a lot of the plumes of this Celosia. So there are some in here, see like this darker one, see how it's like a lot more kind of dark maroon and cranberry compared to, let's see if we can get this one. See how this guy is a bit lighter? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually rogue this out because I don't like that color. And I really wanna focus on these more, it's not iridescent, I don't know what you call it. That must be a term, like motor oil. What's that called? But so I'm really working on selecting. So see this one, it has a little bit of that quality, but it's a little too dark, I think. Where this one and this one have that unusual, almost blue cast to them. And then if you come down, we've got a little bit more. So I'm just, right now I'm trying to decide who stays and who goes and like which ones are the best. I'm not even focusing on form quite yet. I'm really focusing on color. So that's kind of what we do in the beginning, is try to pin down the color that you want. And then next year, when we save the seed from this and grow it out, we can actually start roguing out the ones that don't have the form you like. So these thicker, dense, more dense, kind of spiky flower heads, I don't find those as easy to work with for this unusual coloring. I kind of want these wandy, wispy ones. So next time, next year, I will focus on selecting for these. So I guess I want to get your thoughts or feedback. I don't know if the color shows true. Okay, see that? Can you see how it's almost got like a lavendery blue cast to it or something? Like, what is that? How do we describe that? So I'm going to keep working on it. I'll give you an update when it's in full bloom, but I've got to come in here and rogue out the darker guys. But this is really heading in the right direction. I'm very happy with it. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you like, whatever, it's just another maroon? Or do you think there's something here? And what do you call a motor oil dip? What's that called?